Hi everyone. Hi. This you're welcome to your favorite program, the Arsenal Alchemy. This is another edition, and I remain your host, simply Ike. Um, we're sorry. We have been off air for a bit. Had some medical emergencies, but we thank God everything is fine now. We are back to bringing you contents mostly about Arsenal. Being an Arsenal fan at the moment is hot and cold. You know, we are now, we don't know what Arsenal will turn up. You know, we saw on Sunday what Arsenal did to Manchester City. We completely outplayed them, annihilated them, and and yesterday was a complete contrast of that game. Of course, we bowed out of the Carabao Cup semi-final. We were beaten comprehensively by Newcastle home and away. And like I said, it's we don't know what Arsenal will turn up. We play total football today. The next day, we play like we don't have answers. So it brings us to the topic of today, which is Newcastle, Arsenal's bogey team at the moment. So I'm going to ask what happened yesterday? Yesterday was a hard watch for me. I couldn't watch it. I couldn't complete it. Right from the first kick, they scored a goal, which was, it was barely offside. We're talking about inches in offside, and we were given the benefit of doubt, and the goal was chalked off. And that was supposed to be like a warning to us to know what we're playing against. To know what we're playing against. The atmosphere was buzzing. The fans were up to it. They came out all guns blazing. They really meant to win this game. And we just gave in to them. And I think it was quite easy. And quite frankly, it could have been 4 or 5. Quite frankly, it could have been 4 or 5. We were making silly mistakes, mostly from the back. In the front, were again too predictable. We had no pace. We had nothing. So I'm going to discuss that game and, probably talk about the issues that went wrong in that game. The first thing I think is fatigue. I think we were tired. We were knackered from the game on Sunday against Manchester City. We did a lot of running, which is what you're required to do. And because we don't have enough squad depth, we couldn't bring anybody. So it's basically the same players, the same 11 that played it, you know. That's all we could do. So I attribute some of the problem to fatigue. I think we were really, really tired from that game. And that showed we couldn't run. They won the second balls. There was nothing. Even the corner kicks, they were lazy. We couldn't put in any quality service from the corner from the corner line. So it was just. It's almost like we just gave them the game and said, "Hey, look, take the game. We're done." Another thing is we're not clicking in front. We didn't click in front. Our press wasn't good. Then our creator in chief, I'm talking about Odegaard, I don't think he's the same player as we've seen over the last couple of years. He has been. I'm even wondering if he's 100% fit because this is not the Odegaard we know. He doesn't. He doesn't. The seasons before, you give Odegaard the ball, it is hard to dispossess him of the ball. This is a guy that before you give him the ball, he knows about two options. He has about two different options to do with the ball. He knows what to do with it already. He's like 2, 3 steps ahead of anybody. But right now, you give him the ball, Odegaard just passes back. There's no creativity. There is nothing. It doesn't really help that we don't have very mobile forward lines. But then this guy, he's been really bad this season. Don't forget he missed a glorious chance for us to take the lead at 0-0. If we had taken that lead, probably the game would have changed. Newcastle would have had their tails between their legs, and probably, who knows, if we had scored that goal, because it was an easy goal. You are the captain. You are one of the best players. You're one of the leaders. That's the kind of goal that was tailor made for you. Just score it, pick an angle, hit it hard. So I was disappointed in that. And I noticed something. There was a time when Waneri was introduced, because Odegaard wasn't doing much. Waneri at some point hesitated to pass the ball to Odegaard. I noticed that like 2, 3 times, because this is a kid. He has seen that the captain is not at the level at the moment. So the kid decides to take matters into his own hands. Odegaard was, I really don't know. I don't know. The next thing is, let's be factual. Newcastle deserved their victory. They came with a superb game plan. They worked hard, and we have no excuse. They pressed us. The same thing we did to Manchester City on Sunday is what they did to us. They pressed us. We were bereft of ideas. We didn't know what to do. These guys just outplayed us out of the park. And we look like kids playing against these guys. We were nervous. Especially playing from the back, which is our strength. We have very good technical players, but yesterday they were nowhere to be found. Our midfielders, Thomas Partey and Declan Rice, they were missing. Like I said earlier, I'm going to attribute that to fatigue. And we actually, let's be factual too, we actually lost this game in the first leg. The first leg, Kai Havertz was missing chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. And we were like, you can't be missing chances like this. And those chances, if we had taken 1 or 2 of them, this would have been a much better balanced game. We can actually now sit back and invite them to play onto us. But we had to look for the goals, so we deployed men, we deployed most of our players up front, and they were just catching us on the counter. And the next thing is, this lack of squad depth. The lack of the squad depth is really, really becoming apparent in this Arsenal team. We don't have the quality. We don't have quality bench. We only have a first 11. Even the first 11 is very shaky. I'm not going to say it's the best first 11, because you have to address the fact that we don't have a recognized natural number 9. We don't have a striker. That is what is killing this team. If we had a striker, if Havertz doesn't work, you bring in a striker. If the striker doesn't work, you can bring in Havertz. That is how you win games. You don't win games by being too predictable. Havertz is easy to mark. If you mark Havertz in that front line, that's it. He is easy to mark. He's not the quickest of attackers. So if you just sit back against us, you're going to get a result. Except for some stroke of luck, you're going to get a result. We don't have a squad depth. We're looking for goals. We brought in an out of sort Raheem Sterling. We took out Leandro Trossard, who was awful in that game. I can't remember the commentator calling his name more than 3 times during the time he was on the pitch. I can't remember that. That was how bad he was. We brought in Raheem Sterling. It didn't make any difference. We are lacking in the attacking department of the team, and it doesn't even help that the transfer window just got closed, and we didn't buy a single forward player. We didn't even come close. Then the next thing I want to say is I think the boys were also looking forward to the trip to Dubai, which I think they've gone today. I think they were tired. They need some refreshing, and you can't you can see it that these guys need at least a week or 2 weeks of rest, which is what they're going to get basically, and you know remember last season we went on that Dubai trip. We went on that trip and we came back all refreshed, all guns blazing, and we won 16 out of 18 games when we came back, and we whether we can do the same now remains to be seen. I don't really think the squad can, except we probably recall Edin Ketia from loan. So we'll probably take back Edin Ketia from Crystal Palace. He's not on loan. Sorry about that. Or we call one or two of the loan players. I think that's the only thing that can help us at the moment to build some squad depth of some sort, and go on a very good run. We need to win 9 out of the next 10 games, and see if that will be enough to overturn, to catch up Liverpool in the Premier League. Right now, the Premier League and the Champions League, we are in decent position in the Champions League. In the league, we are second, but to me, it's a distant second. I don't think we're going to catch them. We've lost too many points. We've dropped too many points this season. So it's going to be very, very tough to catch Liverpool. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think in the comment section? Do you think we can still catch Liverpool? What went wrong in the Newcastle game? Let me know in the comment section. And remember to subscribe, remember to like, remember to view these videos if you like them, and I'll be your host. I'll come the next time and give you more content. From now, it's goodbye.